Hello gorgeous flower pots, it's 12 noon, it is Sunday service. How are we all? How are we all doing? Hello, give me a like, give me a love, give me a share. How are we all doing today? The sun is shining here in Haslingden. Let me know where you're watching me from and let me know how you're doing, because after this bumper edition of Sunday service, I like to read all the comments. Now then, got a few technical issues this morning. I actually printed off the last Sunday service that I'd already done, scrap that, and then I printed off Night Time with Nelly, scrap that, and the ones I've printed off now I'm hoping are the new edition for Sunday service. There might be a few Night Time with Nelly's thrown in there, and I can only apologise if there is. But it's took me a while to find my printer. It's a Bluetooth printer thing and I couldn't get things working. So I've had quite a traumatic technical morning really. Hello there everybody though. Hello, it's lovely that you're all jumping on. Catherine O'Meara is watching from Manchester. Hello, Maria Galbraith is watching. Hello, Maria. West London, Natasha Flashdance. I used to love that film. There's a few songs on it now that are springing to mind. So yeah, hello everybody. Can I just say, we're all trying our best to be positive and motivational and keep drumming the message of stay safe. My little business, Ruby and Daisy, as some of you may not know, some of you may. At Ruby and Daisy, we're still trading behind the scenes. Obviously, the shop's shut. And what I have decided to do, along with my co-owners, Helena and Louis, is to say a massive big thank you to all our heroes who are working tirelessly to keep our nation healthy and safe. So we're offering a 40% discount to all NHS workers, police and fire emergency services. So to gain access to the discount code, the 40% off, all you have to do is message Ruby and Daisy and provide us with your work identification. We will then provide you with a unique code which can be redeemed on the website. So let's hear it for all our heroes and get a bit of good something back that we can clap for them and thank them. 40% discount to all NHS workers, police and fire. And that's at my shop, Ruby and Daisy. We're online and we ship worldwide. So there we go. So that's a little bit of good news, isn't it? To give something back. Helena Hoyle says, oh, you look beautiful today, Nelly. Well, that's very kind of you. I've spent the full week with Olivia painting the bathroom, redecorating, thanks to Olivia. If it wasn't for Olivia, I wouldn't be doing it. But trolled no more I'll be, because Olivia ripped off all that horrible moulded bath sealant stuff and it's all beautiful and white. Had to wait a good couple of days for everything to dry, but I'm finally now showering and washing my hair again. And today, thought I'd straighten it a bit, throw it up and stick a bit of makeup on. So yes, I've put blue on to match my blue dress. Eyeshadow. I did have some lipstick on. I've got an absolutely gorgeous colour, Smashbox lipstick, but the minute I put it on, it cracks all my lips and flakes them, so I'm not going to be doing that again. Anyway, today's Sunday service. I have no fucking idea what I've printed off now, but the ones that I printed off, it's a good job I had a quick look. I thought, oh, I'll just have a quick look. I don't usually. And there were the last Sunday services and a few Night Time with Nelly. So here we are, and thank you all for joining me. How's it going? We're going into the 5th week of lockdown tomorrow. Yeah. How do we feel about it? I wasn't surprised at all that we got told another 3 weeks. Now, because I said to Olivia, why do they keep saying 3? Apparently it's law. The law dictates that things have to be done in 3s. So, another 3 weeks. So we've done 3 weeks, haven't we? And we're going to do another 3. And whatever we're doing, let's hope it's working and let's keep everybody safe. Stay home. By staying at home, we're saving lives. So there we go. So I've got today my very focal monofocal contact lens things in. So we'll see how we go. So without further ado, shall we start with the very first Sunday service of the bumper edition? Because there's all them to get through. So if the numbers drop and you fuck off, that's fine. But give me a like, give me a love, give me a share. And follow me on Instagram, because I've heard a few people saying, oh, I don't need to follow her on Instagram because I've got her on Facebook. I do things on Instagram that I don't do on Facebook. So if you can follow me on Instagram, it's Antonella Uncensored. But let's go, shall we? Yes, we shall. Dear Auntie Nelly, by the way, all these are anonymous, so don't worry. If you do write into the page for Sunday Service and Night Time with Nelly, your names will never be read out. Okay? And Ginny Stevens says, I'm watching from Plymouth. Wayne says he's staying at home and baking cakes. Send one my way, please. I don't need a mask, me, at minute, for infection purposes. I need a fucking mask to stop me fucking eating. I've once again fallen in love with fridge. Dear Auntie Nelly, last year I found out my husband of 18 years had been having an affair for a few months. I asked him to choose between her and me. No, I asked him to choose between her and me. He chose her and then left me. Oh, all I could do was cry and cry and cry. 2 months after, I met someone and fell in love. He came into my life just at the right time. Now my husband wants me back. He is still with his girlfriend but says he is worried if he leaves me, I won't take him back. I don't know what to do. I'm happy with my new lover, especially sexually. But I also long for a relationship I had with my husband. He remains my best friend and we have so much in common. What do I do? Will I ever be able to trust him again? The interesting thing there when I read that is you said, he's my best friend. Best friends wouldn't leave you, would they? Best friends won't shit on you from a fucking high height, would they? So he's left fucking AstroTurf. You say you've met someone 2 months in, fallen in love. Have you, fuck? Oh, hello, it's come back on. Connection available. Good morning, Kitty Morningstar. How are you this morning, my little angel? Are you well, my sweetheart? Right, so he's fucked off, had his cake and ate it. Now thinks he can come back and you've gone, well, I'm having right good sex. Well, you will be doing because it's new, it's fresh. You should not be in a relationship where you think you're in love because you're not at that stage because you're still thinking about what to do about your husband. And he shouldn't be with his new partner because he's not quite sure whether he wants you or not. So neither of you should be in a relationship, not with anybody else or each other. You need to both be on your own and find out what it is that makes you tick alone as a single person. You've been married for 18 fucking years. He's decided to fuck off. Fuck him off. He's made his choice. You said me or her. He said her. Well, fuck off then, flower. You don't take him back. If you did want to take him back, he'd have to fucking graft for this and he'd have to really, really prove himself. And maybe down the line and in many months to come, it may be different. It might have been a short, sweet, sharp shock that sometimes a marriage needs. But I wouldn't be taking him back. As for will you get the trust back, you've got to ask yourself that personally. If he was 5 minutes late from work, if his phone were buzzing, what would you be thinking? And that's what you've got to think. What would you be thinking? How would it make you feel? So, no, I don't think you should take him back. To build up trust again once it's been broken is a difficult thing to do. Enjoy the sex with your new lover, but certainly don't be throwing the word love around because it's just lust. Indy. You're just a bit digmatised, and that's okay. Moving on. Dear Antonelli, I'm 50 years old and feel too old for this shit. What? What shit do you feel old for? I have been with my boyfriend for just over a year. Oh, excuse me, I've had blood orange juice and it always repeats on me. Anyway, he's half my age, he is 25. We got together and everything was amazing. It was like a film. The attraction, the sex, the dates, the fun. I couldn't wish for anything else. Then 8 months in, I'm forever arguing with him over his poor choices. He spends all his wage on nights out and then has nothing left to live on, which leaves me to pay for everything. I don't have anyone to talk to as I lost all my friends and family when I moved in my young lover. Oh, fucking hell. I thought we were going to be a team and it would be worth it. But now we argue all the time and I feel like his mother. What can I do? Okay, I will say this. Age is just a number. The fact that you're 50 and he's 25 shouldn't really matter. But he's not a mature 25, is he? And I have a daughter who'll be 25 in October. And if my daughter was living in my home and spending all the wage on a night out and expecting me to fucking pay out for stuff, yeah, you're going to feel like the mother, aren't you? As a mother as well, you feel responsible and you feel like you should do it. But as a lover, it is teamwork. It's 50-50. He should be paying his way. What I would suggest you do is say to him, I couldn't give a flying fuck if you want to spend all your wage on a night out, sweetheart, on fucking shots and drinks and sniff and whatever. But then, if you've now left for a month, now left, that's your problem, not mine. When I'm sat there having my ribeye steak and you're sat there with your fucking noodles, just have a think. Were that night out and blowing it all up a wall worth it? So tell him what you're going to do in future and see if he starts making better choices. I can't comment on your friends and family leaving you in your life because they didn't agree with the 25-year-old. I don't know much about it. But if I had a friend who was 50 and she moved in with somebody who were 25 or whatever, crack on, flower. You know, as long as he's good to you, supporting you, paying the way, which it doesn't sound like he is, they haven't really got anything to say, but it sounds to me like they've seen him for what he is, and maybe you need to take off your rose-tinted sunglasses and see it for what it is too. Okay? Moving on. Dear Auntie Nellie, you might find this really odd. I thought I got false teeth in them. You might find this really odd, but I'm a 49-year-old man. No, I know lots of 49-year-old men, flower. I work hard, own a home and live very comfortable life. My problem is that I can't help but feel regret and sad that I have never had children. Oh, they're not all the cracked up to be, firstly. I can't quite believe this is how my life turned out. Fucking hell, you're only 49. I have had a few relationships, but they were just after my money, so they never lasted. Oh, I know how that fucking feels. I have a girlfriend currently. We don't live together. She's younger than I am and we are so happy in love. Oh, is it too late for me? No. Look at Charlie Chaplin. How old was Charlie Chaplin when he kept fucking procreating? I think he was in his fucking 80s. Should I propose? Should I tell her I wanted to be the mother of my children? Life is short and I don't want to live without my own children. Fuck me, Pink. Jesus Christ, calm the fuck down. You're 49, not 109. It's never too late for a gentleman. This young lady friend you've got, you're having a fantastic relationship, you're both happy in love. I'd certainly propose the question if it feels right. I would propose the question of marriage to somebody who I could not imagine a day without, ever, in my life. Alice Casey, happy birthday. So, when you want to marry somebody, it's because you feel, oh my God, I want to marry you. I cannot imagine my life without you. No, I'm going to marry you because I want to impregnate you and you can carry my children. It doesn't quite work like that. But when we do get married or we do make that commitment and we set up home with somebody and we set up our life together, whatever fortune comes from that, such as family, children, grandchildren, that's the beauty of life. That's the beauty of love. So maybe if you feel that you cannot live without this woman, proposed marriage. If you feel you're only proposing marriage for children, I'd certainly have the conversation of, I really think, you know, that I see my life in the future. I would love children. How do you feel about that? And she may say, oh my fucking God, no, my sister's got 3. They're fucking horrible. I don't want one of them. Or she might say, I've never really thought about kids, but it is something I'd like in the future. So you've got to have the conversation first of see where she sits on that fence, rather than, hello, please, can I marry you and can I impregnate you immediately? And once again, life is not too short for men who are 49. You've still got plenty of time to impregnate ladies. And don't feel sad if you don't have children of your own. Don't feel sad if she says, I'd love children, but I can't have them. Don't feel sad if you can't have them. There's plenty of babies out there who can be fostered or adopted. You know, my favourite thing is to see families together regardless of how they've come together, and it doesn't have to be from your loins. I'm sorry I keep looking over there, but there's a load of dust under telly. Fucking that's the only thing with weather like this, isn't it? It fucking shows up every fucking spick and span. You think you're clean and you fucking sat on a pile of shit. Right, moving on. You alright, Olivia? Olivia's in garden, she's painting. She's been doing pottery. Without Patrick Swayze, obviously, because he's dead. Dear Auntie Nelly, I'm having a baby with my ex. Hartley! Pack it in! Little bastard. Dear Auntie Nelly, I'm having a baby with my ex. He left me when I was 3 months pregnant. He said it's just not for him. Oh. He says he will support the baby, but he's just not that into me. So doesn't want a relationship. I love him so much. Now then, be a good boy for mummy. I love him so much. But what do you do? And I keep asking him to change his mind, but he says he doesn't want to. I constantly check his social media and it hurts me to see him with pictures of other girls. I don't even have a picture of him at all. I just feel lonely without him. What do I do? I need to have him back in my life. No, you don't. No, you don't. And to be honest with you, he left me when I was 3 months pregnant. He's just not that into me. You've said, will you be in my life? And he said no. I don't even think you were ever fucking going out with him. Were you? I don't even think he was like your boyfriend. I think like Matt just been like friends with benefits or sex every now and again or that 10 to 2 phone call you up. You're pregnant, you're keeping your baby, and that's fantastic. I hope you've got all the love and support around you that you're going to need. Checking his social media is not healthy. At the moment, we're all on social media a fucking damn sight more than we ever have been. But checking his social media constantly, you use the word constantly, is not healthy. He's going to support you with the baby. The baby will hatch when you're 9 months pregnant. You've 6 months to go. Please, please, please look after you. Please, please, please look after this baby that's not even here yet. It sounds to me like it would be a toxic relationship and you'd probably be causing a lot of the toxicity. So you may be in love in the fact of being in love with the father of your child, but you're not. So you need to just sit yourself down, have a little word with yourself. He's not that fucking into you. That's fine. When baby comes, let's see if he is going to support it. And if not, you'll be a single mum on your own, hopefully with lots of friends and family around you, and you'll be absolutely fine, like all of us have been, and like all of us are. So, leave him. Unfollow him. Block him. Let him come to you. He's already said to you, I'm not that into you, and I don't really want to be with you. He's already said that. What more do you want him to do? Begging someone to be with us when they're not wanting to is not attractive. Dear Auntie Nelly, I cry myself to sleep every night. Oh, sweetheart. I'm married and just hit 50. The last year has been so tough as I'm now perimenopausal. Yay, welcome to the fucking club. And with that has come weight gain. Welcome to the club. No matter what I do, I eat less, calorie count or exercise, I just cannot lose the weight I am gaining. I have been to see my GP who said things always slow down with age. Yeah, like your metabolism. Okay. I am doing all the right things. I keep food diaries, I have a personal trainer, I even have a subscription with a pill company, but nothing works. I'm just so miserable and no longer feel like I have a happy life. What can I do? The first thing you can do is stop the subscription with the pill company. If it's not working, why pay for something that don't work? Fuck off your food diaries. Fuck off a pair of scales. I couldn't give a fuck if you were 128 stone or 3 stone. I just want you to sit down one day and think of, how do I feel? I feel shit. Why do I feel shit? Don't like my hair. My teeth could do with being sorted. I can't grow my hair. I can't grow my nails. I'm all bloated. Stop looking at that as an ugly thing. Yeah, you've put a bit of bloat on. You do with perimenopause. But you've got to think the positive is, eventually you'll come out the perimenopause and it'll be menopause and there'll be no more periods. Yay! Stop your food diaries, please. Just eat a little bit of what you fancy. Eat less and move more. You're doing that. You're exercising. You've got a PT. You're doing all you can, flower. If I look at pictures of me when I was 19, God, my cheekbones. Oh, I could have cut fucking bread. A crusty loaf as well. But not now, no. Everything just goes slightly south. I think what's important here as well is you spoke to the GP about your aesthetics, on how you look, but you've not spoke to him on what's going on in here and how you're feeling. So I think you're going through a really tough time because you're quite tearful. You're crying yourself to sleep. That's not going to help you. You're not having a good sleep. When you're waking up in the morning, you're immediately waking up like, oh God, not another day. So I want you to try and focus on your mindset. I want you to speak to your doctor and say, listen, I'm not coping too well with this, because with the perimenopause, it can induce anxiety, it can induce depression. And if we're already feeling shit, all that on top is going to make us feel more shit. So I want you to address your mental health before you even start thinking about anything else. I'm sure you are doing all the right things, but the fact that you're denying yourself that little bit of happiness, which may be Nutella chocolate spread or a pint of Stella or a full bottle of wine or a Swiss roll, isn't going to do you any favours. So please, please, please go and speak to your doctor about your mental health. That to me is what I'm getting from this message. Your mental health needs looking at more than your jean size. Okay, moving on. Dear Auntie Nellie, we are expecting our first child. Congratulations. We are both over the moon. I've been married for 3 years and my husband and I have been trying for a baby for a year. Aww. The news has brought us some much needed happiness as he recently lost his mum to cancer. Oh, sweetheart. My problem is we don't know how to tell his sister. She's been with her husband for 11 years and been trying for a baby for 5 years without success. Sadly, she's had several miscarriages and 2 failed attempts at IVF. She's so sad about it all and it's taken over her life. I know my pregnancy will just be a massive blow. How do we tell her without showing how happy we are? I'm really sorry to hear that his mum's passed and your sister-in-law's struggling, and it's so sad, but that shouldn't take away the happiness that you've got now. Happiness doesn't come all the time, and we should really embrace it and clasp it with both hands. And when you say, I know my pregnancy would be just a massive blow, how do you know that? How do you know that she's going to be sad for you? She might be fucking hop, skipping and jumping and thinking, I'm going to get a niece, I'm going to get a nephew. You don't know until you approach that with her. Certainly, I wouldn't approach it hop, skipping and jumping yourself, but I would certainly do it with sensitivity. So maybe ring her and say, we'd like to speak to you, both of you. She may have an inkling, she may not, and just say, listen, we know under the circumstances that things are really tough for you, and we're so sorry for you, and we pray every night that this will happen, because we just want you to know, before anybody else knows, sooner rather than later is key here, we're having a baby, we're expecting. And let that just sink in a moment. And there may be tears, she may huff and puff a bit, but I don't think for one moment she's going to deny you the happiness that she craves so much. I really don't. I think she may be a bit like, I wish it were me, but it may even take her mind off that big elephant in the room for her, and she can look forward to something else, which is her niece or her nephew, and say to her, I don't want to involve you in my pregnancy if it's going to be upsetting, but I would love you to be part of it should you want to be every step of the way with me. So involve her in things. Make sure nothing comes as a surprise. Make sure that you tell her of this pregnancy before somebody else does. So I have a little feeling that she'll want to share in your happiness, and pray, you know, that it'll bring her much comfort and joy. And I really do hope that it happens for her too. So congratulations to you, and you need to do this with sensitivity, and the sooner the better. Okay. Poor child. Dear Auntie Nelly, oh what a nightmare. Oh, I can't see, my contact lens got to be funny. Dear Auntie Nelly, what a nightmare my daughter-in-law is. She's been married to my son for 6 years now, and nothing is ever good enough. She doesn't have to work. My son works and pays all the bills and even buys her fancy clothes, holidays and a car. Oh, she is so spoilt by him. But she's always angry about her life, and all the time is comparing him to other people's husbands. My son is a lovely, clever guy, and she is lucky to have him. I know my son is at breaking point, and she has bad-mouthed him to me. So I said, don't say that, please. He is my son. She huffed and puffed and left, and I've not seen her or my grandchildren for 3 months now. My son said to let her calm down. But I don't know what else to do. How can I make her see she is living a wonderful life? You can't. You can't ever make somebody else see what you see. You might think that she's living a wonderful life and she's got this wonderful picket fence and she lives this incredible life where her husband does everything for her and she's so spoilt and treated like a princess. Behind closed doors, you ain't got a fucking clue what's happening, because nobody knows behind closed doors in anybody's house what's happening. It's all very good, this smoke and mirrors. So what I would do here is, if you have any care or concern for her, she's the mother of your grandchildren, is ring her, text her, send a letter, don't knock on doors, stay home, stay safe, save lives. And just say, listen, Flower, I didn't mean to upset you that day. He's my son and I'm sorry I may not have handled it correctly. Are you okay? You're the mother of my grandchildren and I love you for that, but I also love you as a person. What's going on? What, you know, I've noticed that you're not quite yourself, you're not quite happy, you know, what is it? And get to know her a little bit and see why she's feeling a little bit disgruntled or a little bit depressed, or who knows why she's feeling like that. But rather than just thinking she should be fucking, you know, happy with that, how dare she, put the boot on the other foot and find out why she's not happy with that. And I think you'll probably find a bit of common ground. I'm not saying that your son is doing anything behind those closed doors to cause her like that. I'm not saying that. But we don't know what's happening. There could be bigger issues that we don't know about, that we're not privy to. And she may say, fuck off, it's fuck all to do with you. She may say that, but at least you've tried. And she may say, I'm glad you've asked, you know, things are really difficult. I've been going through A, B, C, D, whatever. But at least you're asking and you're showing love and concern. And hopefully you'll get to see your grandchildren after all this lockdown, as I'm sure there are people out there who are praying and hoping they get to see the grandchildren as soon as possible. I just have an image of all these grandparents just being stuck with these grandkids now for months to come. My mum and dad go out and get away from it all. Right, dear Auntie Nelly, I am so embarrassed by my mum. Like, yeah, I think Olivia, this might be from Olivia. She is 46. It might be from Olivia, I'm 46. And has just divorced my dad. No, it's not from Olivia, because I divorced him in 1996, a long time ago. She divorced my dad because he cheated. She's gone from being my mum to someone I don't know or recognise. She's had extensions, lip fillers, and is now having her tits done. Oh, tits, not teeth, tits. I have no idea why she wants to be all plastic. My mates think it's hilarious and have started calling her Barbie MILF. MILF, by the way, is mother I'd like to fuck, just in case you didn't know. I've been called a MILF a few times. Not Barbie. I think she looks hideous, and I've told her this. To which she said I was jealous. It's like roles have reversed. Dad said I can go and live with him, but his girlfriend and kids are all well weird, and I can't. How can I tell Mum to just stop? Telling your mum she looks hideous is not going to be helping her at the moment. The reason why she's probably had extensions, lip fillers, a nose job, tits done, teeth done, is because Dad cheated. And I'm not blaming this on anybody, but this is the catalyst. Dad cheated and left her for somebody else. Therefore, her self-esteem, her confidence got knocked. She feels like shit. She feels like she's not good enough. She looks at the media at the moment. She's looking at all the smoke and mirrors on Instagram. She's reading all these magazines. And she's thinking, if I was to get extensions and have my tits done and my lips done, then maybe I'd fit in a little bit more with Instagram fakery, not reality. And maybe that would make me more attractive. Sometimes when our partners cheat on us, boyfriends, girlfriends, whoever it may be, we do see it as a personal attack on how we look, and if we looked a little bit different, if we're a little bit slimmer, they wouldn't have done that. This other person that they've cheated with obviously will have assets about them that we haven't got. So we think if we had that, we could have kept them. So I think the fact that by you saying you're hideous is just going to make her think, oh my God, now I need a facelift. Now I need more work. So I think we need to start being kind to Mum, really. Mum's going through a lot that... When us mums go through a lot, we usually take it to the bedroom at night or in the bathroom with wine and cry about it, but don't quite tell anybody about it. So I think you need to give Mum a big embrace and be kind and tell her that she is good enough. She's absolutely good enough. And you need to stop going telling Dad as well, because he left. The minute he left, her business is none of his business. So you either want to live with Dad or you don't, but please don't go and tell Dad, oh, I'm fucking sick of this, so I want to come with you. No, don't work like that. You make your bed, you lie in it. If you're staying with Mum, love her and support her. If you're not staying with Mum, fuck off to Dad's, and his family are well weird. Well, you'll make your bed, you'll lie on it. But I think here we need to be kind to Mum and show her support and show her love and keep sort of trying to tell her how good she looks. So maybe one day she comes down and, you know, you say, Mum, you really suit that colour. Oh, your hair looks really nice. Just give her that encouragement that she is good enough. And then she won't need to reach out to all these aesthetics to give her that sort of immediate effect. But the result inside really is she still could be quite empty. So yeah, be Mum's friend. And not a parent. We need a really good friend who will love and support us. So I hope that's answered that. Dear Auntie Nelly, my best friend and I are both expecting our first babies due in July. I told her the name I wanted for my baby many, many years ago. We have been best friends since we were 5. I have never changed my mind. Before all this lockdown, her husband's family came over from Australia. So she had a baby shower. So they could be there. I went along with my husband and was so shocked to find that my friend not only announced the gender of her baby, but had balloons all around in the name of the name that I wanted for my baby. I am absolutely fuming. Instead of enjoying our time being pregnant together, I cannot even face her. And it's a good job we are on lockdown, because I don't know what I'd do. What a stupid, selfish bitch. I don't think I'll ever be able to trust her again. How can I get over this? When I've done that means that we've done them, so I don't get confused. I'm not doing it in temper. So, your best friend knew the name that you wanted for your firstborn child since you were 5. Your best friend said, we'll keep the gender of our babies a secret till we have them, and she hasn't. Your best friend's now chosen the name you wanted. Your best friend's not your best friend, really, is it? Your best friend's a bit of a shit, isn't she? She's a bit of a shitty shit friend. So your best friend's not your best friend. She's just an acquaintance, just a friend. I suggest that you stop worrying about all this and enjoy what time you've got left of your pregnancy. Do not put any extra pressure on yourself or your unborn baby. There are 100 million, 1,000 trillion names in the world. And I am sure to God, the name that I wanted when I was younger to the name that I eventually gave my daughter was completely different. We do change our minds, and you may not know that baby may be born and you think, oh, it doesn't suit that name. Let her have the fucking name. Let her have the shower party, baby shower or whatever. Let her have it. Let her fucking have it. And you crack on with knowing she's no longer a best friend. And your baby is going to be absolutely fine with you. Concentrate on your pregnancy. Concentrate on having a healthy delivery. And start looking at other names. Believe me, it may be the fact that you chose that name and you got it so stuck in your head, you've got one-way traffic you can't see. Take the blinkers off, start looking at names, enjoy the rest of your pregnancy, and that's absolutely fine that she chose that. Let her fucking have it. Just shows me that she has no imagination of her own and she's had to use yours. She's not a best friend, she's just an acquaintance. Dear Auntie Nelly, all was going well until the coronavirus arrived. Oh, here we go. My daughter and her 3 children are 11, 9 and 7. She suffers from depression, so doesn't work, and they all live in a tiny flat. She's a single mum, so I thought they would be better in isolation with us, as I can help her and we have a large garden for the children to play in. But my husband hates them being here. She's not his biological daughter and has his own daughter who works full time. I said I would do the same for his daughter, but he said you wouldn't have to. That really hurt. He says we should be enjoying our retirement and can't stand the children's noise, which has now resulted in a really awful atmosphere. My daughter said she will go home, but I said, oh no, you won't, because I know her mental health will get worse. What do? I can't do right for doing wrong. I think it's absolutely lovely that you've invited your daughter to your house in lockdown to, isolate with you and the 3 grandchildren, and, you're showing help and support. Your daughter obviously suffers with mental health. When we marry people, when we take people on who've got baggage, whether that be a dog, a cat, children, a parrot, we take them on as a package. He knew you had a daughter. I couldn't give a fuck whether his daughter is a prime minister or whether she's a fucking princess or whether she works at Tesco's. Your kids are your kids. There's no competition in who's done better. Mental health can happen to anybody at any part of your life, no matter of status. So you're looking after your daughter, and I commend you for that. Why would he not want to look after you while you're looking after your daughter? What's his fucking problem? Because if my daughter, and this might sound a bit brutal, I wouldn't be asking his permission for my daughter. I would be telling him, my daughter and my grandchildren are going to come here in isolation because she'll be struggling. That would have been the first thing. If he'd have pulled his face, I'd have pulled his bags out, packed him and fucked him off. Your kids will always come first, whether they're 22 or 102. Your babies are your babies. You've done the right thing. He is pulling his face. For what reason, I don't know. But it'd be a case of, listen, Flower, we've got a garden, off you fucking to it, take your face for a shit, get it shed and don't fucking come in till you change your attitude. There should be no atmosphere in that home. Tensions are already high between everybody because of this isolation. Things you wouldn't normally notice because you're busy in life and now getting on your nerves, like the glasses are not going in the glass drawers, the knives are not going in the knife compartment, they're being put in the teaspoon drawer, whatever it may be. So he needs to fucking chill the fuck out. And if he doesn't, tell him he's in danger, because if you are in danger, you are allowed to leave your home, and fuck him off. Show him where the front door is and fucking lock it behind him. I'm sorry, but no, this is not a time to be selfish. This is a time to help, and we help whoever, wherever we can. So, the fact that his daughter doesn't need any help today, that's fine, but there may come a time when she does. And God forbid that you treat his daughter like that. But then again, you wouldn't, would you? You wouldn't, because you're a nice person and he's just a fucking grumpy old cunt. And if you haven't got the balls to tell him, show him this. Dear Auntie Nelly, I've been seeing my boyfriend for about a year now, but we don't live together. We're both in our early 30s. We've seen each other for nearly 4 weeks because of work. Oh, we haven't seen each other for 4 weeks because of the coronavirus. Right. I have to admit that I am enjoying the break from things. I'm not even missing him. I've had a lot of time to think, especially this last week for working from home, and I really think I want to end things. The problem is I feel bad ending it by phone or by email. It would be a clean break, so when all this is over, we can be single and just get on. I feel tight because he messages me daily and tells me he's missing me and loves me, but I don't feel the same. Have you any advice on a way to tell him that doesn't seem cruel? What I would say here is we only ever should treat people how we expect to be treated. You would do a breakup face to face if you could. Certain circumstances like long distance relationships or a heat in the moment argument may not predict that. So I would certainly do it by FaceTime, and I would say to him, can we have a FaceTime tonight, sweetheart? There's something I need to talk to you about. Yeah, and on he comes on FaceTime and says, listen, I've been thinking and things are just not right. I've been really thinking things, and because I've got a lot of time to think. I don't want to be in a relationship, and it's not you and it's not me. It's just that something that I don't want to do. All this being cooped up, this isolation, this lockdown has made me think that there's so much more to life that I want to do, and a relationship's not one of them. Can we still be friends? So would you appreciate that conversation? You've got to think, if that makes you feel okay, then it's okay to do that. But certainly don't do it by text. Certainly don't do it by a phone call. Because of the technology we've got to do it by FaceTime. Be kind. And say to him, you know, when all this is over, can we meet up for coffee? But I no longer want to feel the pressure or the responsibility of having to reply to I love yous and I miss yous, because I've reevaluated all my life. And I think a lot of people who are in relationships at home at the moment doing the same. I miss my fiance. It's 5 weeks. We have maybe 6. That we've not seen each other, and I do miss him. I absolutely do miss him. But there's certain things that I don't miss. I don't miss his snoring. You know, we have a bit of a laugh and a joke about that. But there's some things you'll miss and some things you won't. And if you've got a longer list of what you don't miss to what you do miss, then yeah, why would you not be sat there having a think and thinking, hang on a minute, is this right? Because we have got time to think now. We have got time to plan. Our lives have been put on pause. And it's a time to reevaluate things in your life. And if it's not something you want to continue with, FaceTime, yes, and crack on. Everybody's replying yes to Isabel. I'm going to say, well done, Isabel. Well, I don't know what's happening, but yes, Isabel, go for it. Everybody, what has Isabel done? What have I missed? Right. Dear Antonelli, last year I met a wonderful woman. She is kind, clever, good-looking, and many other positive things. Oh, I wonder if this is my fiance writing in. No, because we met 13 years ago. We clicked from the outset and became lovers after a couple of months. She told me she loved me and I felt like I had won the lottery. Oh, everything was wonderful and we seemed to be very much on the same wavelength until I was diagnosed with bladder cancer. Oh, heck. The treatment is going to start soon and I felt sure that she would be by my side and support me. But she said, our relationship will have to end. She said she loves me, but says she's too busy with work, friends and family to commit, and that I would become too needy of her and she hasn't got the time for me. She also then stabbed me in my heart by saying, and cancer is just not sexy. My world collapsed. I miss her terribly and don't know how to deal with it. Well, I'm going to say, isn't it funny how people can appear to be something that they're not? When people take marriage vows, it's in sickness and in health. And what she's done is said, I'll be here for a good time, but if it's a bad time, I don't want to know. Life's not like that, is it? Because she said to you, cancer's not sexy. No, it's not, and I don't know anybody who'd say it were. But that doesn't mean to say that we can't be in a relationship with somebody who's been diagnosed with cancer and show love and support in different ways that we would when they're not poorly. You know, you deal with things as situations arise. She's not the one for you. She just wants to be with you and have wonderful sex and wonderful walks in the woods and go out for meals and drink wine and have picnics. But the minute you've said, actually, I've got cancer and I'd really like your support, she's going, oh, fucking hell, I ain't got time for that, flower. I'm busy, I've got friends and family and a job, and you're going to want to be needy on me, and I ain't got time for that. And do you know what? It's not right sexy as cancer, is it? So I'm off. Fuck her off. And God forbid she's ever in that fucking situation. Because no, cancer isn't sexy. But do you know what else isn't sexy? a damn right selfish cunt like her either. So she may have been a wonderful woman at the moment, at the beginning, but at the moment, she's a horrible piece of shit. Get rid of her, concentrate on your treatment, and I wish you the very best of luck with that. And fingers crossed, you make a speedy recovery. Cancer's not right sexy? No, I doubt it is. Fucking weirdo. There's some fucking weirdos, isn't there? Anyway, dear Antonelli, I am a menopausal 50-something woman. I have a very demanding job and my drinking has increased over the last 5 years, but only in the evening. It has never impacted work or my home life. It went from a bottle of wine a week to at least a bottle of wine a night. Now I am drinking 5 out of 7 nights a week. I realise that I am an alcoholic. I asked my husband not to drink at the house for a while or to wait until after I was in bed, but he won't stop on the basis that I have a problem. He says, you've got the problem, not me. My husband asked me to bring home a couple of bottles of wine, but I refused. He went off on one again and said I'm trying to control him, but if I can't cope with him drinking, then I really need to get some help. I just feel at a loss what to do. They do say that if you can't beat them, join them, but if I carry on like this, I'll be dead. Why can't you see this? Hang on a minute, he said to you, if he can't cope with him drinking, you need to get some help. You've asked for help, you've asked him to not drink around you. So, he's the one, I think. I mean, alright, you've realised that you've got a drink problem, that's fantastic, because sometimes we do have problems, addictions, afflictions, and we don't quite realise them, but you thought, I've got a bit of a drink problem here that, you know, I need to have that bottle of wine. There's a big difference between saying I want a drink to I need a drink. And how many of us say, you know, just like, oh God, I need a wine. We don't really need it, do we? But when we actually do really need it, that's the problem. He's not being very helpful and supportive to you, so he's being a bit of a shit husband. And I feel that he may be being a bit of a shit husband because he has a problem, but he's not willing or ready to admit that. So what I would do there is tell him that, yeah, it is time for me to go and get help and support, and certainly go and see your GP and talk it out with your GP. You know, you may not want on your medical records alcoholic, but you certainly may want the GP to know what you're going through, and he may be able to signpost you to get help and support from other people in your situation, and certainly give you some tips and advice on how to certainly, you know, reduce your alcohol intake. Because I know one thing for sure, from coming from a medical background, you certainly should never, ever, ever go cold turkey from someone who's been drinking a lot. You do need, you know, the medical professionals to assist you with that. And if you feel that, you know, you do get sober, so I always worry about people who drink heavily when they're in relationships. Do they actually know what they're going out with? Do they actually love the other person? Does it just become another habit? When you get sober, you may realise that your husband is no longer for you. He's no longer meeting your needs. You know, you're wanting to do different things and move on in different ways. So I think part of your recovery would be certainly starting by having the conversation with your GP, and then reevaluating your relationship with your husband. Because if he's not willing to support you through his sickness and in health, then he's not abiding by his vows, and neither should you. Yeah? Okay. Good luck with that though, and it's really, really, really hard, and I really, really commend you for actually saying I've got a problem, because a lot of us don't. You know, a lot of us will say I need a drink, but we don't really need it. I never need a drink. I like to have a drink, but I never need a drink. So I think that's when people need that drink, that's the problem, isn't it? That's the problem. The fact that we can't go a day without drink is the problem. Some people are just really good at being functioning alcoholics, so they can work, they can have a relationship, they can look after the children, grandchildren, whatever it may be. But they don't realise that they have to have that drink because it's just so habit. So if there's anybody watching this who is a heavy drinker, as I say, a bottle of wine a night, try and go that night without it. And if you can't, then you need to question it. Look after yourself, you know, love yourself by reevaluating things that we think we need when we don't. And at the moment, if this lockdown's taught me one thing, a lot of things I thought I needed, I don't. I really don't. I don't need them. And when I come out of this lockdown, I will be continuing with the things that I no longer need. And that's a lot of people as well. So, yeah, that's a lot of people who I thought I needed in my life. I don't need them. Don't need them. And it's actually shown me that they certainly don't need me. Dear Auntie Nelly, my daughter has recently split from her boyfriend. We were the family he never had. I miss him terribly. For the past 5 years, he has spent Christmas and all holidays with us. However, my daughter now has a new boyfriend. He's okay, but to be honest, I'm not that keen on him. She said that it's not normal for me to keep in touch with her ex. I am upset because I know he has no family on his own. It would be very much appreciated, your advice, as I want to still keep in touch with my daughter's ex, but would hate to fall out with her. That's a bit of a shitty one, isn't it? I mean, you got 5 years this lad's been in your life, and he's spent all Christmases, birthdays, Easters, whatever with you, and all of a sudden he's gone. So it's like a loss, isn't it? It's like a bit of a grieving process. And when people split up from people, whether it be divorces or whatever, and you're close to that person, whether it be a sister-in-law, a brother-in-law, a kid's boyfriend, whatever, they forget about you. It's all about them. You've every right to feel that you've lost him, but you don't need to lose him. You can carry on contact. What I wouldn't do though is have him round at the house still for the holidays, but I'd certainly say, do you want to meet for coffee, the odd text, how you doing, Flower, are you okay? Your daughter has no problem, or shouldn't see a problem with you doing that. I don't think you should have him in the house because that's disrespectful to the daughter and a new relationship moving on or whatever. But she can't dictate who you're friends with and who you're not with. So I think it's okay to keep in contact. Maybe you're not going to be as close contact, and it may just eventually just disperse off if you meet somebody else, etc. But as for the new boyfriend as well, I think you're being a bit unfair to him. He's probably absolutely lovely, but you're not giving him a chance because he's not the ex-boyfriend. So it's like as if he's got these size 12 boots to fill, but he's not going to be able to fill because you're still thinking of missing the ex-boyfriend. So tell your daughter and say, listen, I'm not going to have him round at house. I'm not going to invite him over for dinner, but I will be sending the odd text. And if he ever wants to meet me for coffee, I will. Leave it at that. And as for the new boyfriend, invite him over for dinner and get to know him a bit better. Maybe you'll find out he might be a bit more of an okay. He might just be really lovely. And take it from that and just see how you go. But yeah, it's a difficult one, that, because they become part of the family, don't they? The children's boyfriends, girlfriends, whatever, and we get used to it and we just assume that it's going to be like that. So when it's not, it's a hit to us as well. So I think she should be a little bit more sensitive towards you and stop worrying so much about everybody as well, because it sounds to me like you sat there thinking he's no family of his own, he's going to have nothing. I'm sure he'd be absolutely fine. What time are we on? How well are we doing? This is a bumper edition of Sunday service, and there's still lots more to go through. And believe me, hiya, you look so tan, says Wendy Ann. Well, a little bit of a secret. I've been reviewing a thing which I'm going to review, which I'll be putting the review out, and it gives you a sun-kissed look. It's well good. So yeah. So yeah, thanks. So I'm bronzer, obviously. You can't go wrong with fucking bronzer. When I were in my 20s, right, and I started using bronzer, I'd do that with it like that, colour myself in. I didn't know that bronzer should only be on the apple of the cheeks there, like that. Right line there. Round there, a little bit there and a little bit there, and then there to make you look like you haven't got a double chin, but I have mine. It's fucking huge. Anyway, yeah, so yeah, the review will be coming out of that. So yeah, keep away, says Emma Wicker. Isabel Lindsay, I did that too. Great advice, Nelly. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you. Dear Auntie Nelly, my 21-year-old son has just announced to my husband and I and the world that he is gay. I am totally shocked. I still love him, but I'm disgusted by his behaviour. He wants us to meet his boyfriend, but I have said absolutely not. Oh, my husband is putting on a brave face. We had assumed our son would marry and we would one day have grandchildren. But I feel like now I've lost my son and our future grandchildren. All I do is cry and feel helpless. Why has he done this to me? Right, when you're gay, right, when you're a homosexual or a lesbian or whatever other thing than heterosexual is to you, doesn't mean to say you can't get married, and it doesn't mean to say that you can't give you grandchildren. So what, you know, number one, that's going to be okay, should he choose to, because many people have heterosexual children who don't marry and give them grandchildren. So sexuality is just part of him, but it's not his personality, and he might not have wanted to ever get married and have kids anyway, number one. Your husband might not be putting on a brave face. He might actually not give a fuck because it's not really a big thing, is it? I feel sorry for poor fucking lad. I mean, he's just come out that he's gay, and now fucking a fella who brushes his hair with a balloon has told him he's got to stop in. Same with Philip Schofield. He said, I've come out. No, you're not. Get back in. We're all in. So I don't even think, I mean, you're disgusted by his behaviour. What behaviour? That he's been able to stand up and say, I'd like you all to know that I'm gay. I don't think they should ever have to stand up and say they're gay, but if they do, you know, good for him. What's your problem? I think you're quite homophobic, aren't you, to be honest? That's what I get from this. And sometimes the older generation, or even people my age, are slightly homophobic because they don't understand it or they don't know much about it. So let me just educate you. Sexuality is not a personality. There are cunts who are gay, homosexual. There are cunts who are lesbians, cunts who are transgender. Many a cunt is heterosexual. Many people, regardless of sexuality, may want children, may want to get married, may not. It doesn't really matter, the sexuality. His disgusting behaviour is what do you mean by that? Because he's now attracted to males, or because he's so happy to say, I'm gay? What I don't understand what the disgusting behaviour is. Our children are our children, and all we ever want for our children as a normal mother is the fear that we have, maybe a little bit, if your child was to be what society deems as different, is I don't want them to be bullied, or I don't want people to treat them differently. I can empathise with that. I can totally empathise with that. But he's gay. He hasn't murdered anybody. He's not, like, declared his love for Rosemary West or said Harold Shipman did a really good job. He's just gay. And he might get married and have kids, and he might not. Just love him anyway. He's your baby. He's your son. Does it really fucking matter? Does it matter whether he's gay or pansexual or asexual or hasn't really decided what he is? Does it change him as your son? Does it change his personality? No. He's your little boy. And I don't think your husband probably is putting a brave face, and I really do think that he doesn't give a fucking shit. And I want you to change your ways, and I want you to stop being as homophobic as you are. Because karma is a cunt, you know, and she'll get you in the end. Dear Auntie Nelly, I am a shopaholic, and I don't understand how people cannot love their children regardless of them being fat, thin, tall, short, gay, straight, transgender, ginger, blonde, whatever that child may be that society has an issue with, society doesn't deem as normal. It's your child. You gave birth to that child. That child came out of your body. The only person in life that will ever love your child unconditionally is you. Is you. And if you can't love them, then what's the issue with you? It doesn't sit right with me, and it makes me quite emotional because do you not think people have it hard enough? Do you not? Do you not think people have things hard enough when they don't just quite fit? When they're a bit of a square peg in a round hole? Do we not think people have things hard enough without having to have it harder at home? Make that his place of sanctuary. Commend him for embracing what he is. Don't change him. Won't change him in the slightest. If he didn't like kidney beans yesterday, he's not going to like them today just because he's gay. You know, he's not going to jump on every man he sees. He's not going to start fancying his dad. homophobic people just don't sit right with me, ever. I just don't get it. I just don't understand it. Your kid's your kid. If my Olivia's boyfriend's called Ben, and Ben's lovely, and Mum, this is Ben. Hello Ben, how are you? Thank you for loving my daughter. And if she came home next week and said, Mum, this is Vivian, I'll just pick that name out, Vivian being a girl, and me and Vivian are seeing each other. Thank you, Vivian, for loving my daughter. I couldn't give a fuck what my daughter went out with. I might have a little bit of something to say if she fell in love with Eiffel Tower. I'm joking. I just think your child, all you ever want for them is to be safe, happy and healthy and loved. And nobody will ever love your child like you do, but they can sort of try. Yeah, so I have a real problem with it. So look inside yourself. Try and see how difficult that was for him, and say sorry. And you say you still love him. Try and embrace that love and have some meals out with him, days out with him, talks with him, and you'll soon find out that his sexuality hasn't changed him and he's still your little boy. Yeah? So it shouldn't matter what your child brings home. The only time I'd ever have a problem with any gender with my daughter, regardless of male or female, or if they don't identify, is if they treat her like shit or hit her or make her feel abused in any sort of way, mentally or physically. That's the only time I'd have something to say. And then that would be their behaviour that'd be disgusting, not my daughter's. So yeah, so I'm sorry I got a little bit emotional there and went off on one, but so many people in the world as well that would love children, whether they're gay or not, whether they're black or white, whether they're ginger or blonde. You know, there's so many people out there that would just cherish a child. So let's just love what we've got, shall we? It's a beautiful thing to be imperfectly perfect, isn't it? Yeah, in such a world. Dear Auntie Nelly, I'm a shopaholic and I don't know how to stop. I love ordering items from the internet without any thought of how I'm going to pay for them. Oh God, is this from me? I put everything on my credit card, no. And then when that reaches its limit, I use another. My wardrobes are full with clothes with labels on them. How do I stop? Firstly, fantastic that you've said, I think I'm a shopaholic. And it's another addiction, isn't it? Whether it be alcohol, chocolate, sugar, drugs, shopaholic, gambling. It's an addiction, so well done, okay? Also, what I will say is, firstly, cut up your credit cards. Get rid of your credit cards. It's your credit cards that you've got such easy access to. And when we go on shopping things now online, we only have to click buy now. It knows all our name, address, our credit card details. It knows everything, so we don't even have to leave the sofa. So cut up the credit cards, get rid of the credit cards, put them in a tub of ice in the freezer so you can't get to them. Do something so you've not got access to what it is that's giving you access. So stop the credit cards. Maybe disable your accounts, so get rid of your ASOS, your River Island, your New Look, whatever it may be. Disable the accounts, change the passwords, forget the passwords. Maybe ring your doctor, join some online groups, speak to other people. I think you'll find there's a lot of people out there at the moment who are turning into shopaholics because they've got nothing else to do. But yeah, it's certainly a problem. And also, the clothes in your wardrobe with the labels on, I'm sure there'd be a wonderful woman's shelter out there that would benefit. So maybe look through all your clothes and maybe you'll find that it's like doing shopping without shopping. You'll probably have clothes there that you've never worn and forgot you've had. So maybe you had to clear through your wardrobe and what you don't want, give away to women's shelters or charities. The rest, take the labels off, start wearing them. But certainly get rid of those credit cards and don't be ashamed of telling anybody, because there's a lot like you that we just carry on until it all gets out of control. Then we run up credit, but adverse credit, and then we can't get good credit in the future. So I wish you the best of luck with that. But yeah, go away now, stop watching me and go and cut up those credit cards. What have I got here now? Right. 3 months ago, I met a man on the internet. and we speak at least once every day. It sounds quite ridiculous for me to say this, but we have fallen in love even though we are both married to other people. He has 2 young children and I have 3. Luckily, he lives in a different country, so there is no temptation to meet up. Every time I speak with this other man, he makes me feel wanted and loved, which is something my husband has never made me feel. I know what I'm doing is wrong and I do still love my husband, but I'm struggling to give up the excitement to the other man. Oh, how can you fall in love with a fucking screen? How can you fall in love with a keyboard and type and just shit words? It's not real, it's escapism. It is escapism. And that person at the other end of that screen, do you actually know that that's Tom from LA? Is it really Frank from Accrington? You're missing something in your life, in your real life. You're missing something. And that is your partner, you know, maybe telling you how much he loves you, showering you with compliments, of being affectionate, maybe things are not good in the bedroom. You know, you need to look at home first. Turn off the computer, get rid of the computer, stop talking to this person that doesn't exist. He may exist, but it doesn't exist because it's just fantasy. It's escapism. It's what we get when we read a book, when we watch a film, when we're just scrolling through Facebook. It's just escapism. We're filling our time. I want you to start concentrating on filling your time with your children and your husband, family time. Please, please, please start doing date nights. Lots of people are doing date nights in the kitchen now. I see a lot on social media now. I'm going out on a date. Where are you going? I'm going to the kitchen. My husband's cooked. You know, do something with your husband, get that love back, that feeling back. Start with date night, start very slowly. If things don't work then with your husband, once you've tried everything to try and reignite the marriage, it might be time to stop the marriage. But certainly don't be telling me that you're falling in love with somebody through a screen. And certainly don't be telling me that the only reason that you've not met this man is because you live in different countries. There's a massive problem in your marriage here. That's what you need to be addressing. We can fall in love online and we can have healthy relationships online and we can meet people from other countries. One of my favourite programmes in all the world is 90 Day Fiancé, and that's people meeting online and then meeting and marrying and whatever. It can happen, but this is only happening for you because your real life is not happy, it's not serving you, so you're looking for escapism. So stop that for now and go back to real life and try and repair what you can there. Okay. Are you okay, Olivia?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yes. We are nearly at the end of the bumper edition of Sunday Service, and I can see you're all sort of like dropping off, and I'm thinking that's probably because you're going making your Sunday roast. Who's having what for the dinner? Who's having a chicken roast, a beef roast, a lamb roast? Did you see that chicken and leek bacon pie what Olivia made and put on Instagram? Beautiful. Dear Auntie Nelly, my husband is so lazy he doesn't work. What do I do? I make all the money and he kind of helps around the house but doesn't contribute. Things are not always happening in the bedroom either, and he is drinking more than usual. And although he's always been a drinker, I just feel it's pointless having him here. He's moved in with me and we married and probably shouldn't have done. I think I love him but I don't know what to do. How the fuck did you get married if he's never worked, you're not having sex, and you do everything and I've never felt more attracted to a man that's a grafter. I love a fella who grafts and will work day in, day out for his little kingdom. I find that really attractive. I find a man who has aspirations attractive. Somebody who's got their own goals, their own dreams, their own desires. I don't give a fuck whether that man is passionate about being a pilot or a road sweeper. The fact that that man is doing something for him to create a lifestyle for him and you slot in that, I just find that really, really sexy and a turn on. I could not be with somebody who's unemployed and just like rides on your coattails and expects you to pay for everything. There's 3 F's in a relationship. F for Foxtrot. There's 3 F's. And it's feeding, financing and fucking. So if he's not feeding you and he's not financing you, and he's not fucking you, what the fuck is he doing? Because there's the front door, and it be off your fuck flower, hashtag bye Felicia. What the fuck is he doing if he is not serving the 3 Fs? That's F for Foxtrot. And I think every relationship needs the 3 Fs. As a thing, everybody should have the 3 Fs. Is he fucking you? Is he financing you? Is he feeding you? Is he fuck? Fuck him off. Because it doesn't sound to me like he's doing fuck all. Is it? No. So whenever we are in a relationship with anybody, we need to see if we've got the 3 Fs. When we've got the 3 Fs, they have every right to have a say in the relationship. It means you're in a relationship. So you're fucking them, you're feeding them, you're financing them. They're fucking you, they're feeding you, they're financing you. We've got a partnership. If we have not got any of the Fs together and they're missing, they've got fuck all to say to you. You've got fuck all to say to them. Therefore, there is no relationship. Therefore, they should not be married to you and they should not be living in your home. How did you get married in the first place? Were you just free that day? Did you fancy a bit of wedding cake? Were they having a nice buffet? Did you just want to put on a big frock and a veil? Fuck off. So don't forget, Flower Pots, we're going to end this Sunday service with this wisdom from your Auntie Nelly. The 3 Fs. Are they fucking you? Are they feeding you? Are they financing you? Are you fucking them? Are you feeding them? Are you financing them? Yep. And it fits like that. If there's any missing, the house crumbles down. There's no relationship. So if you've learned anything from today's bumper edition of Sunday service, it's the 3 Fs. And if the 3 Fs aren't there, fuck it off and find them somewhere else. That has been today's bumper edition of Sunday service. I'm absolutely busting because I need a piss. I need a wee so bad. We've done all them, look. All them, isn't that good? I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. I'm now going to go have a piss, get a brew, sit down in garden, and then I'm going to read through all your comments. So please, 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 give me a like, give me a love, give me a share. Do not forget the offer that we have on at Ruby and Daisy, my boutique, who I co-own with Louie and Helena. There is 40% off for all our emergency workers. So yeah. So God bless you all, and I hope to see you all very, very soon, either with it be a live show or a review. But don't forget the 3 Fs, Flower Pots. And I know you won't, because my advice is not always the right advice, but it will resonate somewhere. So take care, enjoy your Sunday, and I'll see you all in week 5 of lockdown. Take care. A Sunday well spent means a week of content.